Hi class, welcome to your spring term. This is Professor McGee. You can call me Professor McGee, you can call me Susan, or you can call me Ms. McGee. I'm comfortable with all three. I'm not Mrs. McGee because I didn't change my name when I got married. So I'm Ms. McGee if you want. So please feel free to just call me Susan. That's fine too. Anyway, so I'm really happy to be here with you all, even if it is online. I have a lot of experience in online teaching. So one of the things that I want to assure you is that I have no doubt in my mind that even though we're having a different experience than we would have had, I think we would have had a lot of fun in class because we would have done a lot of exercises and looked at movie clips and, talking about them. And we'll be able to do that online too. Just not quite as much of that interaction as we would have had. I do want to try to have some Zooms with you all. They're not going to be mandatory. I've already had a few people reach out to tell me that it would be really difficult for them to do that, and I understand, it's fine. So any of those meetings we have aren't mandatory. If you miss anything, I'll let you know. You might have to do just some kind of makeup assignment or something like that. And we'll figure that out as we go. So during this time, which can be really super stressful because we're in quarantine, kind of locked down. So first of all, I hope everybody's in a good, safe place. And I hope that you're with people that you like. When I was in college, if I had been locked down with my family, oh my God, that would have been bad. But anyway, that would have been really stressful. It would have made me more anxious than anything. Anyway, so I think really the key here to, if you're not used to online learning, is to really just know what it is that you have to do for each week. And you will know. Our weeks are going to start on Tuesdays and they're going to end on Monday nights. So that way then, if we have any discussion boards or voice threads that we're going to be doing during the week, those will be due. You'll have to do your initial posting by Friday and then respond to 2 classmates by Monday night, midnight. And then any assignments that you have for the week, which will mostly be your reading logs as we're going along, which I'll talk about the reading logs in the next video, those will always be due on Monday night. So that's the pattern that we're going to follow. Okay, here, let me just show you. Each week will be sort of the same pattern. I'll have an introduction. Here's our due dates, and then I'll give you a little to-do list. The chapter PowerPoint, sometimes I might narrate them, sometimes not. I'll usually do some kind of, narration, or if we do it via Zoom, I will record that. Okay, so here's the discussion board. This is for your first assignment, okay, and this is about taking your self-assessment. And this is really something that I really want to be doing with you throughout the course, is really doing doing that self-assessment, seeing, what your style is, seeing what you could be doing maybe better, knowing what you do really well. That's really important too. So I think the fun thing about this class is, even though we're looking at a lot of like communication theory and models and constructs and all of that, it really does boil down to you, who you are as a human communicator, right? And I think that that's really interesting. So we'll be doing a lot of these little inventories as we go along. And then here you will have this is the link for to post your reading log, and I'll get to that again in a minute. At the bottom of the page, there is this little forum here. It's just a discussion board forum. I subscribe to it. So anybody posts here, I'll get an email. And if you have any questions about the course or an assignment, or if you want to share something with your classmates, you should feel free to do that there. Okay. I will always respond really quickly to you via email. You should feel free to call me. Okay. I'm always available by cell phone, and I gave you my number in the syllabus. It's also on the syllabus and course info page. You might just want to text me first to let me know who you are or that you need to call, or you can just text me a question and I'll answer. But I do need to know who you are and which class you're in. that would be really helpful. Okay, so that's just really our basic setup. And let's just, the other thing too, we can also FaceTime. I think Zooming, if you have an issue, can be helpful because we can always share screens and look at texts and that. But the most important thing is that we communicate with each other during this time of uncertainty. I could get sick, you could get sick, you could have a family member who gets sick. As this virus, as this pandemic worsens, we're going to be losing people, in our lives. Hopefully this won't happen, but it could happen, and we really need to be ready to support each other and to help each other through this. I'm happy to work with you. I'm happy to give you any kinds of extensions that you might need. So please, again, I think obviously our course is human communication, and I think that is what is really going to help us get through this time, is how we really communicate, with others, and how we ask for help. And I just want you to know I'm always a resource for any student. If you have anxiety or depression issues, please feel free to reach out. I totally understand, that problem and those issues. I've dealt with them my whole life as well, and this is a very anxious time. So, with all of that said, good communication will really serve us well. That's it for this brief intro video. I'll be back with two more, one which is an introduction to this week's material, and another one about an introduction to your reading log assignments. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit.